Hello, my name is Jimmy Vegas and welcome to this, the 17th in a series of video tutorials on how to create a first-person shooter in Unity 5. So this episode we're going to carry straight on from where we left off last episode. We're going to be sorting out the clipping of our weapon, clipping into the walls. We'll look at rapid firing as well for our SMG. I asked you guys if you could have a go at yourself. If you did, brilliant. If not, I'll show you how to do it and we'll show you a couple of extra things in this episode as well. So let's get straight to it. Firstly, let's sort out the clipping problem. So if we go to our guns in our first person controller, what we'll need to do is let's start with the M9. If we go over here in the inspector pane and go to layer, click on default and click on add layer. Then in any one of these empty ones, just put whatever you want. So I'll put gun, just so we know what that means. And then on the guns again, click on layer default again and click on gun and click yes. Same with the other gun. Gun, yes. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to use a second camera to render just the guns on top of the scene, and the first camera won't render the guns at all. And that first camera is on our first person character right here. So to do that, we go onto the camera component, click on culling mask, and then click on gun. So now it'll render everything except anything in the gun layer. So next we need to right click on the first person character and create a camera. This camera will be placed in the exact same position as what we'd see from this camera. And on here, what we want to do is we need to go to clear flags, click on depth only, and then on culling mask, click on nothing, and then click on gun. So now this camera will only render the gun. So to get our visualization correct, we need to go over here and go on debug. And down the side here, you'll notice depth is set to 0. Set this to something like 80, and it will give us depth perception correctly, and we'll be able to see our guns. So let's test that out. Hopefully now we shouldn't clip into the wall. So let's pick up our 9mm, and we don't clip into anything. So the same also applies for the SMG, as we've changed that to the gun layer as well. There we go, perfect. So let's set this now back to normal, or inspector pane. So let's get on with making our gun work, our SMG. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a sound to fire, so which is SMG shot. You can get that on our website for free in the downloads and assets section. Head over there. Next, what we'll do is, because we already have a muzzle flash in existence on our M9, I'm going to activate our M9, activate the muzzle flash, and activate our SMG. I'm going to Control D to duplicate that muzzle flash and drag it into our MP5K. And then I'm going to undo that so that goes off and the M9 goes off. And now let's put this muzzle flash into place. You may need to increase the size of it. So we'll do 111 and just drag it into position about there. To give you a bit of help, you might need to turn off the size over lifetime so you can see it a little bit better. Just need to drag it there. I'm not going to waste too much time, so that'll do. And take size over lifetime back on. And disable the muzzle flash on the SMG. And disable the SMG itself. In fact, no, re-enable the SMG, because one thing we need to do is let's create an animation. So on the SMG, click on animation. Let's click on, it's already got some animators on there. Let's remove them animators. We don't need them right now. Click on create, and I'm going to call this SMG shot. I'm going to make it much like we did with the 9mm. The first frame I'm going to have 0. The second frame I'm going to have as 3, I think. So it's upwards a little. And then by the 6th frame, we should be back to normal. So that's what your animation should look like with them dots right there. Then click on the record to stop that animation and click on the tick to disable the animation component. Next thing, let's create an object where we can store a script which allows us to use this gun. So game object, create empty, F2, and let's call it SMG Mechanics. Nice and simple. So next thing I want to do before we put a script on there is let's create some ammo for our SMG to pick up, because it won't quite be the same as these. You can use these if you want to, but I'm going to have a little bit more ammo so we can rapid fire a little bit longer with this. So I'm going to go into my objects folder, drag and drop this SMG ammo box straight into there. When it's imported, I'm just going to drag and drop this prefab onto there, get it into position. Let's say about there. Now what you might have to do with this is modify the material. If it comes up grey like it has on mine, just head to the material, click on it, and then drag and drop this texture onto the albedo and this normal map onto this normal map. So this is going to work the same way as it does with these ammo boxes here, and these ones are actually cubes with the ammo box inside, so we'll do the same thing. So on our SMG ammo box, let's create a cube, and I'm going to uncouple it there and increase the size 1 by 1 by 1. In fact, no, it's a bit bigger, 1.2 by 1.2 maybe. Let's disable the mesh and tick is trigger on box collider. Put that there. Right click, rename, and have this SMG trigger box, and let's drag and drop it back onto our ammo box. So now we need a script on here which allows us to pick up like we do with them. So if we go to our scripts, go to ammo pickup, hold control, press D to duplicate. And once Unity's had a quick think about that new script, let's have another think down there. There we go. Right click. In fact, no, we'll rename first. So F2, ammo pickup SMG. And let's open that up in MonoDevelop or Visual Studio, whichever you have. As I always say, it makes no difference. And we'll need to modify just one thing in here. However much ammo you want your gun to fire is however much you want to put here. So I'm going to change mine to 30 on both of them, the loaded ammo and current ammo. Save. Head back to Unity. And then we need to drag and drop that script onto the SMG trigger box. So nice and simple. Off it goes. And then the only thing we need to set, it's not worked, has it? Try that again. Yeah, it's gone on the wrong one there. Sorry, my fault. So SMG trigger box, and we just need to set the ammo sound, which is going to be on our first person controller. And we'll just use the ammo pickup sound again. So that's that set now. So we have our clipping sorted, we have our ammo box, we have our muzzle flash. What's next? Let's think. So we want to be able to fire our gun rapidly. So what I think we're going to have to do is create a whole new script. So right click, create your script, and I'm going to call this gun fire SMG. Open it up and let's begin. So let's clear everything it's given us. Now I'm going to do this slightly differently than how we previously used mechanics on our 9mm, simply because we want this one to rapid fire, so we need to kind of have a few checks in place with this one. So we're going to set 9 variables in total. 4 of the variables we're going to steal from another script, and a couple of lines we'll steal from another script as well, because we've already written them. No point retyping it out. So we'll start with the gun itself. So var the SMG. It's going to be game object. Next one is going to be the sound. So var SMG sound. And that's going to be audio source. So we'll import the sound in we'll sort the sound out in just a minute. Next is going to be the muzzle flash. So var muzzle flash. That's going to be game object. Next, what we need to sort is going to be, let me think, what's it going to be next? We'll have to have the ammo count. So var ammo count equals integer, so int. Next, we need a check. So var firing is also going to be an integer. So what this one is we're just going to check, because we're using function update and calling another function within that update, we need to check if we're already running that second function, and if we are, then we can't do anything. So the next 4 variables we are going to steal from the cross animate script. So you can just take them 4 variables right there and put it in our Gunfire SMG. Okay, so we have our variables sorted. So before we go any further, let's sort out our sound. So the SMG shot, let's put in first person controller, gun sound effects. Let's duplicate the pickup 9mm audio, and let's call that SMG Fire, and then just drag and drop the audio into the audio clip section. Okay, back to our script. So function update, open close bracket, open curly bracket, and what we want here is our ammo count to be equal to global ammo dot loaded ammo. So next what we do is we have to do a nested if. So we need to check if we have our button down, if our ammo count is above 1, and if our firing check is 0. So if input dot get button, and it's called fire 1, I think, fire 1, open curly bracket, and now we need to do the check to see if our ammo is above 0. So we can do if ammo count is above or equal to 1, then do the following, and now we need our final check to see if we're already firing our weapon. So if firing is equal to 0, then do the following, and the function I'm going to use is going to be a made up one, which I'm just going to call SMG Fire. So SMG Fire, open close bracket, semicolon, and then close that if, close that if, close the third if, and then close the update. So this is the big bit now. This is where we have to define what we want our weapon to do. So we can steal a little bit of code from elsewhere, so that makes things a bit easier. So function SMG Fire, open close bracket, open curly bracket. So the first thing we want to happen is we want the crosshairs to animate. So we can go to our cross animate and take them 4 lines of code, put them into our Gunfire SMG script. In fact, before we do that, it's probably wise for us to put the check as firing equals 1. So that will stop this running again, because if you get this running, it will just kind of buzz and make crazy noises because it's constantly trying to run the firing script. We only want it to run once every split second rather than once every frame. So we need to make sure our firing check is equal to 1 so it doesn't run SMG Fire again. So next thing we need to do is we need to put, let me think, we've got, I don't think it matters which order we do this in, but I think we have to have all of this in one way or another, otherwise it's not going to work. So we need global ammo dot loaded ammo minus equals 1, so it removes a shot every time we fire. Next thing, let's have the sound play. So SMG sound dot play, open close bracket, semicolon. Next thing, oh gosh, what's the next thing we want to happen here? We want our muzzle flash, don't we? So muzzle flash dot set active is true. Next thing we want is we want the gun to animate. So the SMG dot get component and in brackets animator dot enabled equals true semicolon. Okay, so let's review what we've got up till here. So we have our check on, we've animated our crosshairs, we have deducted our ammo, we've played the sound, we've played the muzzle flash, we've played the animation, so now we have to wait for that split second. So yield, wait for seconds, and in brackets 0.1, close bracket, semicolon. And then next line down, we have to undo a couple of things. So we just need to set our muzzle flash off. So muzzle flash dot set active is false. Next thing we need to do is we need to stop the animation of the SMG. So the SMG dot get component in brackets animator dot enabled equals false. I think that should be it for that. So we just need to stop the animation of the crosshairs. So we can go to cross animate and we can take them 4 lines of code, paste them there. Let's just get everything aligned up neatly. And once that's done, we can then set firing back as 0 so we can rerun the script once again. And then let's close our function and save. Head back to Unity, and what we'll need to do is we'll need to go to our SMG shot first of all, and go to debug and make sure you click. In fact, no, I don't think you need to because we're using animator, not animation, so that's fine. So we have a problem with our script. It doesn't like something. Let's see what it's telling us. Oh, I've used an open curly bracket instead of closed curly bracket there. Okay, so that should be everything we need. Cannot convert into system.type. Okay, it's moaning again. Let's see what doesn't it like. Okay, so it doesn't like ammo count equals global ammo dot loaded ammo. Okay. So it doesn't like that. Why wouldn't it like that? Let me see. So I think ammo count is equal to global ammo dot loaded ammo. That's very strange. I wonder why that doesn't work. Let's okay. Let's tell you what we'll do. Let's take that and let's put it on here. Ammo count. Oh, that's why. Variable wrong up here. Sorry, that should be a colon, not equals. So save. And there we go. So that's cleared. Problem solving in Unity. Sometimes it can be good when it happens in the tutorials because it gives me a chance to show you different ways of debugging and going through the various problems that you would have. So let's now go to our SMG mechanics and drag and drop the gunfire SMG onto there. And let's set our variables. So first and foremost, let's set the muzzle flash on there. SMG sound, let's do that one. The SMG itself, let's do that one. And let's go to our canvas and do our crosshairs. Down, left, and right. Next thing, you need to disable that SMG mechanics. There we go. And the absolute final thing now is we go to our pickup SMG script and we need to put in a variable in here which enables that SMG mechanics. So one variable, var mechanics, that's game object, semicolon. And here where we've got take 9mm, we just need to put mechanics dot set active true. So that take 9mm, although this is the SMG, I don't think we changed it, did we? So, I mean, you can change that function if you want to. I'll leave it just there for now. So, hopefully, when we go on our pick up SMG trigger, we should have another variable appear at the bottom. We just need to drag and drop that SMG mechanics onto there, save our scene, and let's give this a go. So hopefully everything we've done up until this point will work just perfectly. As long as we turn off the SMG at the top. So let's resave, let's play, and let's give all this a little go. So let's pick up SMG, that's fine. Through the door, let's pick up our SMG ammo, and let's fire. Brilliant. No problems at all. That's exactly how I wanted things to happen. So you'll notice picking up that ammo there, we've gone a bit astray as it's not disappeared. So let's sort that out. So ammo box, the trigger. Oops. Let's go into the script. And oh yes, I know why. It's because we've put that on top and we shouldn't, so they just need to be swapped around. So the trigger has to be the parent and the ammo box has to be the child. So that should be fine. So let's give it one more go, picking up that ammo box. Let's pick it up and it should disappear. And it does. Perfect. Okay, so we'll leave that tutorial there for now. We've got the rapid fire sorted, we've got our clippings sorted. Next time we'll start looking at some AI. So we will be using basic AI with some enemies, or bringing in an enemy to kill that can move, maybe some sort of turret, perhaps, where it can move and shoot at us. We'll be going, well, we're starting to go down the AI route now, so we'll be doing a bit more coding next time as well. So until that next episode, thank you very much for watching.